here we go. I've just come out of the post office with my mask after running a couple of errands, and let's go over the hill. Let's take a chance that I won't get stuck. So I'll go a slightly different way back home. That didn't work out too good. Okay, rough and tumble. Some folks like that. Those days for me, rough and tumble, are over. Okay. On the right is the middle school, they call it, I think. It's the Keswick Ridge School. We'll confirm it when I get around the corner here. It is the Keswick Valley Memorial School. Okay, good enough. So, today, the Fredericton area, which is quite a large area where they're tracking the COVID, is under orange, along with the St. John and Moncton area. So the three major cities in the province of New Brunswick are under orange. Our death rate's gone up to 7, which isn't too bad, I guess, in the scheme of things. And we've got about 115 cases or something around there. And they're tracking down all the would-be people that who might have been infected. Right now, so on a positive note, I don't think I got it. Who the hell would make the movies? And welcome to the new Andy. So now, Andy, we got another Andy. And if we had a Randy, we could have a couple of Randy Andys. That's a joke. Some folks in Australia would get a giggle out of a guy named Randy. Anyway, we're on the Dorn Ridge Road. We had a pretty good storm there yesterday and the day before. The one of the video that you could see in the snowstorm coming home and all that. The snow's pretty near gone already. Last night it rained to beat the band. Oh, look at that, UPS. He's driving around with his mask on. That's got to be handy. Anyway, you probably won't find a politician around here anymore now that it's gone to orange. So I thought I would take the chance, go over the hill, and this could be, this week, the last time I'll be able to go down over the hill. I'm not sure what the 2-week forecast is, but this week it's going to be warm. One day I think it's even going to get up to 13 or 14 again, which is really, really weird. What a dump that place is. Every time I go by it, I just can't shake my head. He's got to clean up this mess. Oh well. Not for me to say. So I've dropped off some, whatever it was I dropped off. some egg cartons to the egg lady, and some cereal to the another lady. I'm not sure what she's making. Not some bolts, maybe. We used to make it and give it out. We even did that when we were in Abu Dhabi, but man, it's not cheap. I put the old cruise control on it. 30, 49, 50. We're going to go 50 all the way home. Kilometers per hour. So, we'll just keep putting along here. We'll be keeping our eyes open for some deer. There's a fella up here. He's busy working away with his tractor doing something. Probably moving logs. They've got a sawmill up here. That sure would be nice. Just over the rise here. It's not there now. So it's quite the storm we had here the other day. Not only did we get the snow, we had high winds. Oh, there's a school bus. See that? They all wave. Seen a moose here once. Big cow. So, we're on orange, which means a single family bubble, they call it. So we're not allowed to go and talk and shake hands and, you know, hug and all that kind of stuff until we go back to yellow again. I don't know who it was. Oh, I was talking to a guy named Tony last night. He's in the UK, and I mentioned to him that the UK is going to be first to get the antivirus for this coronavirus. And I pointed out that the only 3 countries, I guess, that are making it is the UK, Germany, and the United States. So all those citizens are going to get theirs first. Then when it comes to Canada, I don't think they did release it. Anybody over 70 gets it, who can have it. Of course, I'm not 70 yet, so. But I think I wouldn't mind waiting maybe 6 months if I can hold off that long before getting the anti-vaccine, or whatever it is. Just to make sure that people aren't going to be dropping dead from it. And I'm not advising anybody what to do. You want it? Please, go get it as soon as you can. If you're willing to wait, that'll take a lot of pressure off of the health services trying to get this thing out. Oh, we got dirt on the window. And if you're not going to take it, good luck to you. I don't think that's a wise move. After all, I don't understand why you would want to put some unknown substance into your body. After all, you do eat hot dogs and bologna. You don't know what's in that. But seriously, I'm hoping this will be over pretty soon. 5 years ago, I had my kidney operation in Abu Dhabi. That was an interesting thing to go through. And the hospital is on, it was downtown, it was called the New Medical Center, I think it was called. And it was downtown Abu Dhabi, and it was an apartment building. They took over part of it. There were 6 elevators to go up it. 3 of them were designated for people that lived on the upper floors, and the other 3 were for anybody coming into the hospital. So I remember going in, and they checked me into my room, and later that day they gave me a shot, said, okay, time to go into the operating room. The operating room was the size of a closet with a couple of TVs in there, or monitors in it, if you will. And his wife was the anesthesiast, or whatever that is. And she put a thing in my back, and off I went to sleep. And I was sleeping for 11 and a half hours before I came to. I even have some of the video of it, of the guy going in. Ooh, there's some cows there. And what they had to do is they cut off the size of a tangerine. That guy's not, his bubble, pretty big. Anyway, they cut off on my right kidney something the size of a tangerine off the top of my kidney. It's kind of neat watching the video. He's got these probes stuck through my skin that you can't see him from the outside. But what's happening is that he's got some specialized tools, I guess they are. And he cut this cancer thing off the top of it, and made an incision on my lower bowel there, or lower area there, and pulled that thing out. They put it inside kind of a preserving jar. And then I remember I'm waking up, I'm in the elevator, I've got a half a dozen little Filipino nurses, my wife, and they're taking me down to my room. And I remember the nurse asked me if I wanted to see the growth, because she had it in her hand. I said, sure, why not? Well, she proceeded to take the freaking lid off the jar, and I don't know what she was expecting. I freaked out. I thought she was going to drop the damn thing on me. And it looked like a Christmas candy through the jar. It was like a ribbon. You know, like when you fold a ribbon all up? Anyway, that's what it kind of looked like to me. And I was in there for a couple of days. And the only thing I can remember that most of it is that a guy brought me a box of chocolates, and thank you, sir, for that. And we gave them to the staff that was looking after me. But my shoulder got locked up when I was laying down on the operating table. And man, that hurt. That hurt more than my side did. Anyway, I'm just filling in a little bit of time. We're going to go over the hill here as soon as I get up the hill here. We got to go down different ways all the time because I don't want to dig all the grass up. We won't go down when I go down over the hill to the right, we'll just keep going straight down and back. See what it looks like down there. And hopefully the bugger beaver didn't come back. So anyways, quickly, within, it was less than a week, we had to get signed out of United Arab Emirates. So I had to run around to all these different government offices, getting stamps, release stamps, so that I could leave. Telephone, electricity, my landlord, and all that kind of stuff. I tell you, that was pretty hard doing. But I did it anyway. My wife was a great help. She couldn't drive in the city there because it was a little freaky there. It's pretty fast going. And it took a month to get out of the country. I was in pretty rough shape. Anyway, on I think it was the 5th of January. Whoops. Get on the airplane, and what a nice guy I was. Some older lady there needed help to put her bin in the overhead carrier, and wouldn't you know it, where they pulled the growth out of my side, there was about a 5 or a 6 inch opening there if it didn't rupture. And we landed in Canada. I was put on a wheelchair right away, and we were in a rush to get to the next airplane. I had to go through customs, and it actually went pretty good. There was a guy a couple of guys, I guess. One grabbed all our luggage, and another one put me in the wheelchair, and off we went. And then we get here to, finally in New Brunswick. What a relief that was. And I can't remember. I'll have to ask my wife. Oh, something wasn't walking down here. See how close to the footprints are? I suspect that is a coyote. There's a lot of water there. Oh, this is nice down here. And then 6 months later, in July, beginning of July, I got the hernia fixed. A month after that, up by the garden, I got bit by something, but we're not sure if that was it or not. And I was back in the hospital again. This time, I ended up in ICU for 4 or 5 days. And then all told, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. They never figured out what was wrong with me. And then I just said, this is enough. I'm not getting any better. They said, they put me in a wheelchair, wheeled me out. And if it wasn't my wife's cousin that came to visit me that day, she hung around long enough that she could pick me up while my wife did some running around because they had to get me a bunch of drugs. And then I came home. I couldn't, I was having a real hard time feeding myself. I couldn't hold on to a spoon unless you put one of those, like a pool noodle on it, because I couldn't get my hands to close. My weight shot up more than, let me see, probably 40 to 100 pounds, or 40 kilos to 100 pounds. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with all this stuff, because some of you guys, or folks, wonder why I'm doing all this heavy physical labor and stuff. I'm just grateful that I can do it. Look at that. Here, check this out. Now let you see the other side when we come back. Check that out. It's flowing through the culvert pretty good. It's nice and clear down there. This is Jim Brook. Need to rip more of that apart. Well, let's tally ho. Let's keep going. There's still tracks going down here. So before I could use my hands, that was that last incidence of the virus thing or whatever it was. That was in August. And I remember around November, my wife asked me if I wanted anything special or whatever for Christmas. And all that would come to my mind was wanted to be able to use my hands. They're still not all that good. They're people that have had carpal tunnel know. My fingers, my index and my other finger, middle finger, and my thumb, they're pins and needles all the time. And I can't walk very good when I first get off onto my feet until I walk for a little bit, because my feet all swell up all the time. And my knees and my elbows and whatever, all the joints ache. But I'm, I cowboyed up and getting through it. But it'll be everlasting for a long time. I don't think it's ever going to go away. I'll never be 100%. Now we're trying to figure out what's wrong with my side, of which I really don't know. Man, you can really see quite a ways in the woods there. Maybe I'll let you look out the side window here when we're going back. This is excellent. So that's the story on that. There's a bunch of trees falling down in there too. I wonder if the freaking beaver's been down there. All I know is that if you start removing too many trees and the wind catches the ones on the edge, it knocks them all, it snaps them, and they fall down. and then the trees next to the ones that fell down fall down next, etc. And pretty soon, I kept my neighbors there where I drop off the egg cartons. He's got about 5 acres of nothing but flattened down trees. And it's just like pickup sticks, if you know what the game is. They're all over the place. So there's no animal tracks here now. And there's that big old pine. It's huge. But it can stay there. As it goes, we don't burn much in the way of softwood down here. Quite a bit of fog. Four degrees out, that's all right. Yeah. Yeah, we got 339 subscribers, so welcome, folks. This here is a channel I started a while back, sometime around 2013, I think, is the first video. And my videos are rather long, or very long, and I don't edit them too much. I do go through them occasionally, especially if I slipped up and maybe I said I swore, and I try to find it. It's not usually too bad to find it, because I might only slip up once in a while. But the videos are about this property mostly, and things related to it. It's 100 acres. It's in the middle of nowhere. And although you can find Sheepy Hollow on the Google map, Google never drove up the Dorn Ridge Road. So you can't see anybody that lives on this road. The only blight that we have on this well, we got a couple of them, but the big one is that fellow with the house just on the chip seal when you first come in here. He's got hardly any siding left on his house. You can't see the house from here. But he's got wrecked cars. He's got pigs in a little barn in the back. They're on the highway every once in a while. And he's a big sucker. I mean, you need a tractor to pick them up. And one time I came home, there was a cow. He had a calf there, tied up to the side of the house. It would just be nice to see if the guy would clean it up a little bit. Hey, there's a tree I could give Granny there. Couple of nice ones down in here. Oh yeah, let's have a look-see here. Get you set up. There we go. Chickens would be hiding out down there. Boy, that's thick in there. That's all feed. There's a lot of buds in there to eat. Moose, deer, the chickens. That's the kind of brush that you'll see the moose in. Sadly, my the $1 billion neighbor is putting tree plantations in there, spraying it. It's killing all the bugs. So there's no feed for any birds. All the hardwoods are gone. See, you can see in there a lot better with a little bit of snow on it. It's thick. Alright. Down here is where that one little creek is. This is that fills the big dam. Right here. You can just barely make it out. It's pretty good that this guy who made the road here followed along the all the high parts, stayed out of the low-lying areas. This is an old skidder trail here. That's why I wanted to show you a couple of these. So they would drive in there. You can see a couple of stumps left over. And I think it's been 2006 or 2008, I think they logged it off. It'll take a while, it'll recover. At least the guy that owned this property didn't come in here and just kind of clear cut it. That would have been a shame. I wouldn't have bought it, actually. You see all the stumps through there. But with the all the maps that I look at, the topographical maps, it's really hard to see how the land is. So you don't know where all the hills and stuff like that are. You can see the big hill where it drops off at the house, but that's it. There's a bit of firewood. I gotta check them out. Maybe it'd be easy pickings to take some of those bigger, older trees. They look like they're damaged or dying. I don't know. And there's the paw prints on the road. And they'll use the where I've been driving to walk on. It's a lot easier moving than it is stepping on the other stuff. And here's another little undocumented creek right here. There's quite a bit of water flowing through it. Post-nasal drip I got. Get a tissue here going. So, quite pleased that there's no beaver activity here. But there is a fair amount of water coming down there. Hang on, I gotta get a tissue here. If all goes well, you won't go splash onto the street. Well, it's not really a street, is it? On the road. So I'm pretty sure there's no more beavers. And oh, my butt. One of the fellas, I'm not sure if he was a scriber or not, I think his name was Tim, said to put a board or something in front of, on the top part of the culvert, so all the water will go underneath it, and if the beavers come back and they plug it up, they'll only be able to plug the bottom and just slide the board, pull it up, and that'll allow the water to drain right away. Make it so you can find it, you know, like, and I'll put some chicken wire or something like that around the board to keep the beaver from chewing it. Then I can, like I said, just pull it up and get the water flowing. Then I could get my stick in there. Look at that, eh? I didn't know there was a big valley here. It's worth checking out, isn't it? Quite the tangled frickin' mess to go through, though. See all those trees that are uprooted right there? Should go in and check it out and see what they are. Some of that stuff you sure don't want to do alone. It's another skidder trail. And a skidder, if you look it up, it's a great big tired, kind of like a forestry tractor in a way. And some of them have grapples on the backs of them, and usually they got a bulldozer blade, kind of a small one in the front. They use that for help making roads and whatnot. Now there's another little creek up here. They're around here somewhere. I wonder how well they can hear. There's a, see that flagging in there? That's a wire. And that's where we went and got the some of that garland from. It's a nice big fir tree. I don't know what it is. It's a good sized stump on it anyway. That's ice. Loves to bark, that boy. And there's another orchard that we got down in here too. You gotta someday go down there and maybe with the chainsaw and see if I can get these trees to come alive again. You see quite clearly that's the orchard that we call it right there. We've got probably a couple of hundred trees, apple trees. So before I come down here, I gotta let this thing dry up for a couple of days. I'll put you on the window here. Come here. Trying not to rip up the grass with the tires. You wouldn't want to see that, would you? If I'm not careful, I will. I'm in first gear. Stay off the usual route. There we go. Now, chances are my wife knows that I went over the hill. Ooh, what's that big lump? And it sure does look like it's the end of lawnmower season, doesn't it? There we go. Well, thanks for coming along and thanks for listening to me again. I hope you enjoy these videos I make for you. I rather enjoy making them. We'll take a walk around the back there. We'll see how the birds are doing. Oh, frig. My sight is killing me and I didn't do anything. Well, I did, but... There. lock it or lose it. Even here you have to lock it up. Like the guy across the street, he's okay. This fella here next door is okay, but we don't know about his guests. And it seems that the older guys down the side of the hill are all right too. Don't see them though, but they're pleasant enough when you talk to them, and it's all part of them little community. And then all the people from Oscar's Hill this way are excellent. Okay, here, just another little tidbit for you. When I left to go to the mill, or to the post office, this area here was full of water. And I kicked a little bit this open right along here. And we have what's called French ditch underneath there. It's a perforated pipe covered in a sock that allows the water to drain from here. But in the wintertime, it freezes and it backs up, and I'll get about 6 inches of ice on here, and I can't get rid of it. And usually the ice comes because if you've only got a few inches of snow, well, it stays, and then you just crush it down with the Jeep. And eventually you get it all crushed down, and then you end up with the 6 inches of ice. But this here flows along here, and it's not too bad right now. And it runs down where the lawnmower goes, like right through down there. So what happens is, that turns to freaking sheer ice. And as it was, the only way I could get the lawnmower in is to that far gate. And you'd have to wear cleats on here or you'd fall down. Over here, I cut the bottom of the gate off because the dogs can't get underneath it, and the wire was getting stuck in the ice and snow, and I couldn't get the gate open here without pouring tons of salt on it. But that's it. And I gotta straighten this freaking mess up again. I just can't seem to ever get, I either use it or lose it. And I don't want to throw it away because we always need it. What are you doing? Storm. Alright. And the other day I went up and I threw a whole bunch of compost in the pumpkin patch way up there. Because pretty soon I won't be able to get into those gates. And then I'll just dump it on there. The other thing I got to do is I got to grab all these rocks now. She wanted the rocks there. Now I got to pick them all up. But it's not too bad. I'll just throw them all in here. I'd like to get some kind of a way of either pouring a couple of bags of salt or something on this. Just to get the, kill the grass from growing on it. There's another place over by the generator that does that too. But anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to head her in. On here. Oh yeah. I gotta put I'll just put you here for a sec. I'll put a little carabiner on this instead. Make a loop. First make a knot. This used to be all taped up. This is what holds the garbage can from disappearing. Alright, let's go. Do that. It's probably not long enough now. There. myself an old carabiner. What? I'm right here. Where are you? You can run, but you can't hide. Let me see. Oh, right. I gotta get the, let's get this thing out of here. There we go. And I can't remember where I stuck all the friggin', there. That's longer. Where did I put all the carabiners? There we go. I'll show you in a second what I'm doing here. What I used to have is this. Oh no. Now where'd I put it? I used to have this, but this freezes up. I can see somebody coming there, look. So I put this on it instead. And that's to hang on to the garbage can. Oh, just a minute.